What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lion Lad and I present to you the renewed Vardorvis guide. Before we start, there's something to announce. The Hardcore Iron Man series is currently on hold. You've probably seen this coming since it didn't upload for a while. I gotta be honest, I lost the interest to grind forever on it. But as always, we scapers always come back. So eventually, I will. But for now, I go back to doing what I love most, and that is helping other people get better at the game. Now, a little disclaimer, this is by far not meta. It's just how I would do it. And that's what my guides always have been like. So yeah, you could know better, you could be better, and that is absolutely fine. So with that, thanks for sticking around with me, and let's get into this renewed Vardorvis guide. So first off, what do you need before starting this fight? Obviously, there's a treasure to completion, and I feel like thralls are mandatory, which you can get by completing the Arceus questline. This is a very hard quest when it comes to pre-requirements, so I will assume most of you guys have max or semi-max gear. But because some people could lose their stuff or want to challenge themselves, we also have a minimal gear set. More about that in a moment. So how to get there? Most importantly, there's 3 ways to get there. Most notably will be the fairy ring BLS, and run east to the little boat and then follow the path. Since people might be looking at this before their first kill, they haven't unlocked the Ring of Shadows teleport yet. Which brings me to the second one, and that's by getting the Strangled tablet drop at Vardorvis. You'll basically be teleported on top of the pyramid and it cuts away some time. The last one is the Xerix teleport to Chambers of Xerix. But I don't recommend that one. But you know, it is a way to get there. I have a recommended set and a minimal set ready for you. Obviously, if you want to absolutely max it, go for Torva instead of my Bandos gear. So, in the helm slot, we run the face guard, followed by full Bandos and Prims. This is basically your base gear for most of the melee combat, so I recommend getting it if you can. Then the glove slot, we have Ferocious gloves, which you can replace with Barrow's gloves if you would want that. It's basically upgraded versions of Barrow's gloves, so there you go. I used the Blood Fury to get some extra heals. The chip damage could be really annoying from Vardorvis. However, you can swap it with a normal Fury or a Torture if you want. Radha's Blessing, or any blessing in the ammo slot, I use Radha's Blessing 4 because it gives a +2 instead of the +1 from all the other blessings. A Fire or Inferno Cape, and lastly, the Scythe. You can use the Soul Reaper axe, but I personally don't like the way this weapon works. It basically damages you for 8s for 5 hits in a row, and then you can use the spec to heal it up again. I don't like this whilst doing Vardorvis, since the chip damage is already insane on its own. You could use the Blade of Seldor if you want, if you have less money to spend, or just go for the Tentacle Whip, but keep in mind it will really reduce your speed. So that puts us to the minimal kill. I swapped the helm to a normal Natus Knot, Thorax, Plate, Legs and Body, Dragon Defender, I use an Avernic here because I don't have a Dragon Defender at the moment, Dragon Boots, an Amulet of Glory, if you want and you can, a Fury, and a Fire Cape. I also don't have a Fire Cape anymore, so I use the Mythical Cape. I use Barrow's Gloves, and those are a must in my opinion. They're basically free to get, and well, obviously you have done the quest Recipe for Disaster before going here, and you get the Dragon Boots. This is my minimal build. It's not fast, but it gets the job done. Spec weapon is a funny one. I bring a Void Waker, which you'll use at the start, but if you bring Dragon Claws or DDS, you would want to use that under 200 HP, since his armor is lower than. If you use the Void Waker, make sure to not wake him up with a spec, as it actually doesn't work properly. I'm not 100% sure why, but just, you know, believe me on my blue eyes and don't wake him up with it. You can bring a Sourdome and Godsword if you want. You can use it for an extra heal, but that's really up to you what you want. Now let's talk about the inventory. You want runes for the Thralls and Death's Charge, that basically regains spec energy after the kills. A Ring of Shadows for the teleport. If you don't have that one, you can use your Lunar stuff to go to the BLS Fairy Ring. But yeah, obviously, once you get the tablet, use the Ring of Shadows. House Tabs and a Book of the Dead, otherwise your Thralls are not working. I bring 4 Restores, 1 Divine Super Combat, and the rest is food. You can bring combo food if you want. I do recommend it for your first tries. Now let's talk about the fight itself. You will see it visible in the fight in a moment and on the background whilst we talk about this. Vardorvis has 3 attacks. Most notable is the axes. They spawn randomly on each side of the map, 8 spots in total, and they will swing to the opposite side of the map. The way to dodge this will be shown in the fight. I basically have a green square and I will click on it whenever one of the axes comes close. You can, however, make them marked. I don't like that though, because my screen gets way too cluttered because of it. So I just have one single tile marked that you can step onto. Secondly, he has a green orb that spawns randomly on the map. You'll basically hear a sound if you use the sounds, and it will just come out of the map and shoots a green orb. You'll have to deflect it by praying ranged, or else your prayer gets turned off for a few seconds, giving Vardorvis the time to smack you with his melee attack. And lastly, he has a strangle ability, where he basically strangles you. It says it in the name. You'll have to click the blood splatters as quickly as you can. If it takes too long, you will take a lot of damage. You can eat during this time, and if you're real fast, you right click Vardorvis right before he strangles. Then you can click attack, and it will keep attacking whilst you click the splatters. Now obviously it's easier with sounds on, because you will hear a sound, which you will also see in the fight itself. Okay, so here we go. We use the teleport to the Stranglewood, and as you can see, we get teleported right on top of the pyramid. Follow the path, yeah, just as that guy over there, and then we will get into the mini tunnel, just as in the quest, which is really not that different, but just to show you guys how to get there exactly, this is perfect. Alright, so let's use the Void Waker. Smack him first before you do anything. Use your prayer. The quick prayers will be melee and piety. That's what I will be using. And yeah, once that is sorted, you're going to be fine. Slap him once, then spec him. Use your thrall as well at the same time. And there you go. Just be careful of those attacks. I didn't mention those actually in the pre-fight, because you actually don't really get to use those. He will also have some spikes coming out of the floor, and well, you'll have to dodge it. But it will basically not be used at all because you're standing in the spot. So yeah, here's the splatter, and as you can see, I right clicked it, and there you go. There goes the axis, the green orb comes out, and you just step on the next tile. It sounds very simple, but it's sometimes not really. So yeah, the green tile is really mandatory to use. I like using this one. I know many people have different ways to do it, but yeah, this is for me the one I learned, so I will keep using that one. So yeah, there you go, just attack him. You see the axes spawn, these are fine, you got nothing to do at the moment. And yeah, there goes one diagonal again, the green orb comes out, you have to step out and switch your prayer. It could be really tedious at times, because it could go really fast, and sometimes he can really stack you out, but there you have it, a completion, and a combat task as well, because I was pretty fast. There you have it. Now we are going over to the minimal gear setup. I will not voice this over because it's basically the same thing that will happen. However, before we go there, we have another fight where I will showcase you where he nearly outslaps me. Like, it's absolutely insane how this boss could hit you. Like, he will hit you and axes keep on spawning at the same area, and there's just not really a way to dodge everything. Which is okay. And in my opinion, if you have to get hit by something, get hit by the axe. Because at least Vardorvis doesn't heal then, so make sure that your prayer is correct. That's my tip to you. Because he will heal from the hits he does to you as well. You will get some bleed damage, which is a bit unfortunate. And as you can see, I stood on one of the spikes right now, which already says that stuff is going wrong this game. That's just what happens. Once one thing goes wrong, it all goes wrong. But for now, it's going alright. My site is just noodling at the moment. It sometimes feels like I bought it at the local noodle bar. But it is what it is. Okay, so about now should be the time that it starts. Make sure, yeah, there you go. One of the green orbs outside of the room. I forgot about that one. But yeah, having the green orb literally anywhere on the map could happen. He could just spawn outside of the map and you will not notice it. It's a bit unfortunate at times. But yeah, here we go now. Now he goes into the, angry phase, as I like to call it. He goes very fast right now with the last bits. And as you can see, I'm starting to get hit a little bit. Another orb comes my way, another axe. And, you know, I just about make it out. Because, yeah, another one shows up. Prayer gets turned off. He hits me for an 11, so I'm a bit lucky there. But he could hit you for a 40. Like, it happened a few times, and it's no fun. But, yep. We have made it out so far, and it's looking rather good. But yeah, don't underestimate him until he hits the ground, because he can still ruin you even at the final second. And I'm pretty sure that I would be hit by the axe right there again. But yeah, there you have it. Another kill, and this one was a bit messier. It is what it is. So, whilst we are looking at the minimal gear kill, which takes a little bit, I would like to say thank you to everyone who stuck around to the stream and the channel. I also like to announce that I will not be streaming any RuneScape in the future. Obviously, this might change, but for now, I'm doing esports. If you want to watch some of the esports, make sure to still pop by the stream at twitch.tv/LionLadTV, where I will be covering a lot of esports events. Not so much RuneScape anymore. But feel free to come by and tell me what you find about the videos. You can also leave a comment down below. Make sure to like this video and yeah, share it across to people who need this. And if you want to join, you can come up in my clan. It's called Top EZ. And you can join up. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, if that's something for you, we do a lot of events. So feel free to join. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time where we will be covering the Duke. And I have a very secret tactic for you that most people don't really know about yet. See you then.